Take back control. Stop letting algorithms decide your news. Get uncensored history and real knowledge to strengthen your mind, body, and spirit. Watch ad-free content now at ineverknewtv.com preview. As I've gotten older and learned more specifically about women, is that a lot of the criticism women and men receive is unjust because they themselves were sexually abused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it impacts how they are in their current relationship or even as a parent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which, once again, goes back to the shame, the guilt, the pride, the bravado of not wanting to have this label, not wanting to subscribe yourself to this maybe community of people that you may seem as quote unquote weak.
Yeah.
You may have to deal with this level of vulnerability that you now have to deal with, understanding that you now have to process these range of emotions. And I will say for even men, it's so much harder because men who are sexually abused, you're taking, like for women, yes, you're taking away something that we are not giving you. You're taking away our sense of power, our sense of control, our sense of security, our safety of our bodily autonomy, right? I can say for myself that after everything that I've been through, I've never really felt my womanhood taken away, if that makes sense.
Explain.
I've always felt like, of course, there was something about me that was a screaming, oozing woman.
Yeah.
Because what's going on? Look at what's happening. And the way that for a lot of women, we channel that sexual trauma, especially if we're abused as children, as we mature into womanhood, we can get promiscuous. We can get to a point where we are now weaponizing sex as a power tool to try and reclaim.
Elaborate more on that.
So, well, before I elaborate on that, I'll go back to say, so for a man, right, getting abused, I've heard from men that have been sexually abused, and the feeling of taking away your manhood is something that, I can't relate to because I'm not a man. Yeah. But hearing from a man how that feels, I sit back and I'm like, wow, I've never felt that experience. Just me. I've never felt that. I don't know for any other woman. For me, I've never felt that. I've never heard a man who's been abused come back and say, yes, you do have those deviants that weaponize that for sex and abuse others. But for a man, it's like, I can't even wrap my brain around it, if that makes sense. You can talk about it. Yeah. So yeah, but going back to, on the woman's side, weaponizing sex as a tool, you have this sense of control. You have this sense of knowing what it feels like to be controlled by a man, to be abused by a man, not wanting to feel that again. So you're going to use the power of letting someone know that I have the power, I have the control. And for a lot of men, that can be attractive, that can be appealing, right? And a woman will feed off of that. But if you're repeating that cycle over and over and over and over again, you're now in a cycle where you're just recycling men in a way to regain control over the fact that you've had the power to say yes in all of these situations, and knowing that you still hold the power to either press start on this, press pause, and to go to the next one.